So, I mean, Zach's really, his leadership the last 2 years has been tremendous for us. He's really the most vocal of the position player captains, and is really an extension, of the coaching staff. And he never takes his performance. His performance never affects what he is trying to do as a leader or as a captain. And that's, what makes him a special kid. And he's actually, put together a pretty good, fifth year campaign, and is one of our best, if not our best outfielder, right now. So he's just a special kid, and we're going to miss him, but has contributed a lot. And, I look forward to watching him play this weekend. Talk about another, kid who's just heart and soul, and he's all about Salve baseball. He's, one of he's the one guy who wasn't a captain last year, who now is this year. Just our vocal leader, our heart, the guy who kicks you in the butt if you're not giving your all. His growth as a human in the last 5 years has been the most fun thing, I think, to watch, because he was an immature 18-year-old, and now he's he's just a mature human being and someone who's ready to cement his legacy as a Salve Seahawk, and then go out into the real world and make his mark. But special kid, special family. All these guys are special, and they have great families, or they wouldn't be captains. Anthony Ciesco, Chico. He's got so many names. Tony. Anthony is the guy who. It's funny. I'm the hardest on him, and I have been for the last 4 years. And with these 5 guys, he's played the most. So I'm always trying to get more out of him, but. Just a great kid who is like a captain and a leader, and always does the right things, always says the right things. And he's been one of our best players this year, as far as his performance and being flexible and having the ability to play the outfield for us and second base and getting clutch hits. Just, a great kid that we're going to miss. And it's going to be really hard to fill his void because of all the different things he can do. And he'll beat you with a pull side double, or he'll safety squeeze and read a dirt ball, make a great play. He just a lot of fond memories of him and what he's been able to accomplish in the last 4 years. All right, so I think it's Zach Dione, and it took me a few years. I was Zach Dion for a while, but I'm pretty sure it's Dione. If not, maybe Mr. Dione can call into the broadcast or send an email and we can fix that. But couldn't be happier for him and how he's finished up. And, really, he showed flashes of being outstanding at times in his first couple seasons. It was very inconsistent. But he's really this year just taking on a new role, as a leader, as somebody who really wants to win a conference championship, and then as somebody who's been one of our weekend starters. He's been in a bunch of different roles, but just a great kid who you're rooting for, who's fiery, and I'm excited to see him, pitch. Can't say enough about him and the adversity he's faced, with pitching and more the mental side of things. But he's really onto something this year, and he's been fun to watch. Madden, going into the season, I said to anyone that would listen that Madden is, pound for pound, I think the best athlete in the conference. And unfortunately, he had a back injury that has really, he's more or less shut down at this point. He's hobbled, and we've tried to put him out there, and it's kind of just got progressively worse. We've done everything, doctors, physical therapists, cortisone shots. But it's unfortunate because he was really onto something last year, in the first 5 games. And, with his defense, it's just a game changer. And things he did in the fall I had never seen before at the shortstop position. at this level. So to see him kind of have this debilitating injury, is really sad. But I hope he knows that what I'm going to remember is, you know, him at his best, and the kid who made 3 great plays in the 9th inning against Roger Williams in 2019, and how far he's come as a player. Really, he couldn't hit when he came here, and he was one of our best hitters last year and all fall, and it's a shame that he's not going to get to show it, but will go down, as one of the best shortstops I've ever coached, really, at any level. Natalie is, those 5 guys are going to be real tough to replace. Their skill set and their what they bring, off the field and vocally, but Natalie is going to be impossible to replace. I mean, I hope I can find 2 people to fill her shoes, or at least do half of her job. Just talk about someone who's selfless and is in it for all the right reasons, and is in it when we're winning and not when we're not playing well. She's not around. She's always around. She's always for the guys, and taking pictures, and our social media. It's just such an important role, because as sports information director, you have the responsibility of 20 different sports, and it's very, very difficult, and she really fills that void for what we need 24/7. Everything she does is just with attention to detail, and I couldn't be happier for what her next venture is with the Woo Sox, or whatever they're going to be called now. But I can't thank her enough. Her mother seems awesome, and she'll always be welcome here.
Good afternoon and welcome to sunny and breezy Newport. Hello everybody, I'm Ed Habishaw, joined alongside by Jonathan Lynch, class of 2018, for Salve Regina University Baseball. The Seahawks are hosting the Hawks of Roger Williams University here at Reynolds Field on the campus of Salve Regina. Game 3. It is the final game of the Pod A semifinal series between the Seahawks and Hawks. John, we've got a good one ready for today.
Absolutely. Got two great pitchers on the mound today. Michael Matthews Sr. and Massaro. It's going to be a great game today. Absolutely.
So we'll bring in the defensive lineup for the Seahawks. As John said, Michael Matthews, senior right-hander from West Hartford, Connecticut. Pitching, number 35. His catcher is Dylan Ketch, a graduate student from Clinton, Connecticut. At third base, Sean O'Malley. Shortstop, Michael Breen. Second base, Anthony Ciesco. First base, Tyler Canoe. And left field, Jared Beniers. Center field, Zach Barlock. And right field, Matt D'Amato. The lineup for the Hawks that Matthews will be facing, the top three: Galino, Cedeno, Jenkins, followed by Summers, Roth, Bonavita, Massaro, Hoban, and Jackson. We are ready for Game 3 action. These teams split a pair of games yesterday here at Reynolds Field. Salve Regina won the opener 9-5 before the Hawks stayed alive in the series with a 12-4 victory in Game 2.
I expect a lot of energy out of these two teams today, Ed. Rubber match today, beautiful day, and the winner of this game will face Endicott next week for the CCC Finals.
I imagine we've got a bunch of Gulls fans tuning into this as well.
Most likely.
So welcome all in the CCC. Glad to have you joining us on this broadcast. I want to wish all of our women's track and field and men's track and field competitors well up at the Rhode at Portsmouth High School.
This Game 3 is underway. That'll be a ball to leadoff hitter Joey Galino. Galino is a graduate student from Meriden, Connecticut. He is what makes these Hawks go. Great leadoff hitter, speed guy, just constantly on base. Matthews delivers. That'll be the first strike of the day. Matthews coming into this game, no wins, no losses, zero ERA in a couple game starts this season. As Galino smacks that down the left field line foul. Galino coming into this game batting .250. He's got 23 hits on the season. Like we've said in other broadcasts, big speed guy. As he gets jammed on that pitch, it'll be another foul ball. Unofficially, Joey Galino is in at least the top three within the Division III, all of the country in Division III baseball with stolen bases. As Matthews misses with a slider to run the count to full. The 3-2 from Matthews. Swung on and fouled away again by Galino. We'll do 3-2 again. Kind of a windy day here in Newport, Rhode Island. Wind is going straight out towards center field. As Galino swings and misses, that'll be the first out of the game. Matthews went to the inside fastball and got Galino swinging. One down.
Yeah, John, you mentioned the wind. It's good for the hitters. Could be bad for us in our location out here in center field.
Definitely. The fence right in front of us is going back pretty little bit.
We're going to rely on Zach Barlock and Tyler Cedeno, the center fielders from each team, to give us some protection.
Right. As Matthews drops a slider in for a called strike. Biggest takeaways for these pitchers today for Matthews and Massaro is keep the ball low and don't hit any barrels. As Matthews drops another slider in for a called strike 2. Swung on into center field. That was going to drop. And Tyler Cedeno is on for the first hit of the afternoon. After 2 consecutive breaking balls, Matthews goes at the fastball. Cedeno gets jammed, but he's able to fist it out to center field, and he's on a board with 1 down in the inning. And that brings up Brandon Jenkins, excuse me. Jenkins coming into this game batting .433. He's got 6 home runs on the year. He supplemented the Hawks' second game yesterday, scored 12 runs. And Jenkins had 7 RBIs yesterday to complement that. So he's another big run manufacturer in this game.
Yeah, he wasn't just a one-hit wonder. The 3-run home run, but he added 4 RBI, 1 with a ground out, and just another couple of hits. So there's a conference right now between the 3-person umpiring crew. I think it was initiated by the home plate umpire. He came out into the middle of the diamond just to our right of the pitcher's mound where Mike Matthews stands atop.
Undetermined what that was about. Nothing changed. Jenkins steps in with 1 guy on, 1 guy out. The 0-1 from Matthews. Bounces that in for a ball. As Cedeno will then take second base on the dirt ball read. 2 consecutive breaking balls from Matthews, gets a swing and miss, and then gets Cedeno over to second base. Cedeno has 9 stolen bases on the season. Has been caught 1 time as Matthews delivers. That'll be outside, and that'll go to the backstop. Cedeno will now get third base.
And that'll be a pass ball. That pitch sailed away from catcher Dylan Ketch. Anthony Ciesco. Actually, Michael Breen had been the one keeping Cedeno close to second. He's in the Jenkins shift.
The Jenkins pull shift. As Matthews misses that slider, it'll run the count to 3-1. Got to be careful here with Jenkins. Delivers. That's going to be down the left field line. That might be in play. And that falls down for a base hit. Jenkins rounded first. He's headed for second. He's going to get in there. He's going to get into second. Then he goes right to third because nobody's covering third base. So Sean O'Malley went out to pursue that fly ball, but the shift definitely led to that disadvantage of not getting the ball. So with that play, Jenkins is now at third base with 1 down in the inning. That's going to bring up the catcher, George Summers. Jenkins is coming home, and he's going to score. So the Hawks get a quick 2-0 lead with a couple of mistakes by the Seahawks here in the first half of the inning. As Matthews misses downstairs, that'll be ball 2. The 2-0. That'll be in for a called strike. Summers coming into this game batting .314, 27 hits on the season. Checks a swing. Home plate umpire says he win. Two count, 1 out here in the top half of the first inning. Matthews will drop a slider in there for a call strike 3. So now with that beautiful breaking ball, it'll be 2 outs here in the top half of the first inning. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Danny Roth. Roth coming in, leading the team with 9 home runs on the season as he takes the ball outside for ball 1. The 1-0. Misses upstairs for ball 2.
Good duck by Roth there.
The 2-0. Matthews gets a call on the outside corner, strike 1. Danny Roth, another graduate student from West Hartford.
Yeah, I think we're going to find a lot of rosters filled with graduate students in the coming years.
Absolutely. As Danny Roth swings and misses for strike 2. I don't know Connecticut baseball, high school baseball that well, but Danny Roth went to Hall High School, and then Matthews went to Concord High School, around the West Hartford area. So I wonder if they played against each other. So that's going to be another strikeout for Matthews on the put out by catch. Hawks get 2 runs to start the game, and we'll be right back. And welcome back. Jonathan Lynch alongside Ed Habershaw, Sports Information Director here at Salve Regina University. On the mound for the Hawks is going to be Dan Massaro, sophomore from Fairfield, Connecticut. Coming into this game 2-2 with a 7.92 ERA on the season. This will be his 7th appearance of the season and his 6th game start for the Hawks. As he gets D'Amato to swing and miss, strike one. In 25 innings of work on the season, Massaro's let up 25 hits, struck out 18, walked 16. To lead off the Seahawks, it'll be the sophomore from Midland Park, New Jersey, Matt D'Amato. As he squares bunt, lays down a beauty down the third base line. Massaro gathers, throws to Jenkins. He's going to get him at first.
So Massaro helping his brother out, fielding that bunt.
So with that missed bunt attempt, it'll now bring up Jared Beniers, the left fielder. Beniers is a junior from Abington, Massachusetts. As he takes a ball outside. The 1-0. It's going to be lined into center field, and that's going to fall. So Daniel cuts it off, gets it into second base. Beniers is on for the first time for the Seahawks today. Great job by Beniers, not trying to do too much, just flicking his hands and just dropping that right oppo taco. With the base hit from Beniers, that's going to bring up the catcher, Dylan Catch, graduate student from Clinton, Connecticut. Massaro delivers. That's going to be outside for ball one. Beniers is another speed guy for Salve Regina. Despite only having 2 stolen bases on the season, he hasn't been caught yet. Catch coming into this game batting .411. He's got 23 hits on the season. Massaro delivers. That's going to miss out for ball 3. Couple just misses by Massaro for the at-bat catch. Here comes the 3-0. That's going to be outside for ball 4.
Yeah, the last pitch was the one that was furthest away from the plate. The other 3 were
right around it.
Very tempting.
Right around it, yeah. So catches on with a walk. Beniers will move over to second. That's going to bring up the senior, Anthony Ciesco.
Your prototypical number 4 hitter.
Right. That's going to miss inside. That's going to be 5 straight from Massaro. Ciesco coming into this game batting .317. He's got 19 hits on the season. And he bats here with 2 Seahawks on first and second.
A lot of clutch hits from Ciesco as well.
Definitely. As he takes inside for ball 2.
He nearly had a grand slam against Roger Williams in the win here on Reynolds Field back on April 17.
With 6 straight balls, that's going to bring out the pitching coach, Brendan Shalikas. He's going to have a conversation with this pitcher.
more or less just settling him down, John?
Yeah, it could be a little bit of nerves. Sophomore pitcher, big spot, game 3 in the semifinals.
Yeah, this is somebody that didn't get postseason action a year ago as a freshman because there wasn't for anybody.
Right. Just take a deep breath. Trust your stuff. Let's get strike one right here.
Yeah, we forget that our sophomores are pretty much the same as our freshmen.
Right. Salve only played 5 games last year.
Yeah.
Went 4-0-1. And, Roger Williams probably didn't have that many either. As that ball miss inside for ball 3. Just got to make an adjustment. Just missing arm side. Checks on Beniers.
Any green light here?
Delivers 3 out. No way. As that's going to hit Ciesco on the elbow. That's why they wear those Evo shields.
You bet.
So Massaro lets up his second walk of the inning. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Sean O'Malley.
Just the one out. Beniers singled, catch walked, and Ciesco took the 3-0 pitch off the elbow.
So already we have approximately a 23-minute inning right here. It's only the first inning. As O'Malley takes outside for ball number 1.
Did he have the forced take sign there, or was he on his own?
I feel like O'Malley is smart enough, being as a junior, that he knows what to do in this situation. Massaro delivers. That's going to go to Hoban. He's going to get the force out at second base. It's not going to be in time at first.
Almost a tailor-made double play.
That would have got Massaro right out of it.
So it's a fielder's choice RBI for Sean O'Malley. He's on first base. Catch gets to third. Ciesco out on the play, and Beniers scores the first run for the Seahawks.
That ball was smoked to shortstop. Hoban bobbled it, couldn't bail out Massaro. So now it'll be 2 down in the inning. It's going to bring up the first baseman, Tyler Canoe, as Massaro misses inside for ball 1. So, Ed, just his problem right now is he's just missing arm side. But if I'm Salve Regina right now, you got to get on top of that plate. Have him force it.
Yeah. No room for him to find a strike zone.
Canoe lifts that near the Hawks dugout. That's going to be dropped by Jenkins down on the right field line.
A fortunate drop for Canoe because Jenkins was right underneath it.
So 2 missed opportunities for the Hawks to get out of the inning right here. With a bobble by Hoban, and then a missed pop-up from Jenkins. That's going to run the count to 1-1 with 2 down here in the inning. Dylan Ketch at third. Sean O'Malley at first. Massaro delivers. Sean O'Malley goes. Throws down to second base. Not going to be in time as Dylan Ketch going to take home.
Perfect double steal by the Seahawks. And you say Roger Williams has a ton of throwovers.
They do.
We haven't seen one yet.
They pick off all the time. I mean, it was undetermined right there if they had a certain specific play or I don't know. Nonetheless, game will be tied 2-2. Canoe is going to bat 2-1 as he fouls that off into the Seahawks dugout. 2-2, 2 outs. O'Malley at second base. Massaro trying to get out of this jam, mitigate the damage. Massaro sets. Checks on O'Malley. Delivers. Canoe lifts another high pop fly. That's going to get behind the Hawks dugout. We'll do it again.
John, you used this big word mitigate. Was that in your vocabulary before the pandemic?
No, that's it's it's a word that a lot of relief pitchers use.
Oh, okay.
You go into the game, you just got to mitigate the damage.
I love it.
Mitigate or prevent. As Canoe ropes it, and it's going to hit Sean O'Malley, so he's going to be called out on the play.
And you know what the ruling goes? It's a base hit for Tyler Canoe, and the runner is out.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you couldn't extend a hit streak that way.
Oh, that's unbelievable. Seahawks get 2. They tie it up here. We're going to the top half of the second inning. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the broadcast. Jonathan Lynch alongside Ed Habershaw, bringing you Salve Regina University baseball. If you're just tuning into us, the bottom half of the first inning concluded with O'Malley getting hit with a baseball while he was running from second base to third base. And with excellent open source research using the Google machine by Ed Habershaw. Ed, what did you come up with?
The batter is credited with a hit, and the runner is out. The closest infielder to that runner gets a put out unassisted.
So that would be
shortstop.
6U?
Yes. No, U6. Yeah.
Yesterday we saw a 2U. Yesterday when D'Amato
that's
bunted,
very rare.
Hit the plate. Summers came up with it and tagged D'Amato. You don't really see that much often. As Bonavina swings and misses for strike 2.
Well, anytime they get him out, they tag D'Amato.
Keep those jokes coming on this Sunday, Ed. As Matthews will drop that slider in for strike number 3. That'll be the 4th K of the day for Matthews, his 3rd in a row this afternoon. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Matt Massaro. Massaro coming into this game batting 256 as he takes a strike 1 from Matthews. Massaro made a beautiful play coming in on a bunt by D'Amato earlier in the to retire D'Amato in the first inning. Matthews delivers the 1-1. He drops that in for strike 2.
Want to give another shout out to Gavin Parent, who's doing some broadcasting from our home plate camera. I'll give you that shot right now. GoPro set up behind home plate.
That looks awesome.
With some elevation.
So with that miss by Matthews, it'll run the count to 2-2 here with 1 out in the inning. That'll be a line shot to Breen. He'll make the catch, a shortstop. Breen already shaded up the middle. Makes a nice catch to retire Massaro. It's going to be out with number 2.
Now his counterpart, Hoban, in at the plate.
Hoban batting .219 on the season in 73 ABs. Takes a strike from Matthews. The 1-1. That's going to miss outside for ball number 2. It's been some early action in both bullpens in these first 2 innings. That's what playoff baseball is all about, though. All hands on deck.
Matthews has a lot more experience than his pitching counterpart on the Hawks.
Matthews was the Game 2 starter last year, 2 years ago, in the CCC Championship 2019. He won that game against Justin Garcia. Matthews gets the count to 3-2. He delivers. That's going to miss for ball 4. With the first walk given up by Matthews, that's going to bring up the right fielder Eddie Jackson from Seekonk, Massachusetts. Hoban is 2 for 3 on the season in stolen bases. Matthews checks first. Delivers the 0-1. That's going to skip in for ball 1. The 1-1 from Matthews. That's going to miss just inside. Hoban takes his lead as Matthews looks in for the sign. Comes to set. Checks on Hoban at first. He's back in safely. Hoban not too much of a threat over at first. He's got 2 stolen bases on the year. He's been caught 1 time. Here comes the 2-1. That'll be a called strike 2. I'm sorry, that'll miss for ball 3. That just missed low. It's getting a little squeezed today. That's going to be lifted out to right field. D'Amato's under it. He'll make the catch to retire Jackson. No hits, no runs, no errors for the Hawks and Seahawks this inning. We're going to go to the bottom half of the 2nd inning. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Two up for the Seahawks this inning. It'll be Brandon Grover, Zach Barlock, and Michael Breen. They will be tasked with facing Dan Massaro here in the bottom half of the second inning. If you didn't tune in to our broadcast yesterday, Brandon Grover had a home run in the first game yesterday. That was his first home run of the season and first home run as a Salve Regina Seahawk, as he takes a ball in the dirt. The 1-1. That's going to be lined into right field. Coming in is Jackson. He's going to make the catch for out number 1. So with Grover retired, that's going to bring up the graduate student, Zach Barlock. Massaro misses outside for ball 1.
Zach also had a home run yesterday.
He did. Into the Seahawks bullpen as he swings and misses for strike 1. Massaro kicks, delivers. Another swing and miss by Barlock, 1-2. Healthy hacks from Barlock as Massaro goes upstairs with ball 2. The 2-2 from Massaro. That's going to be swung and lifted into left field. Galeno coming in, and he's going to make the catch for out number 2. Two flyouts here in the bottom half of the second inning. That's going to bring up the 9-man, Michael Breen. Breen's playing shortstop today, freshman from Auburn, Massachusetts. The 0-1 from Massaro. Skips that in for ball 1. One, two. 2 outs. Massaro delivers. Misses outside. That's going to be ball 2. Swing on and into center field. Sedano is there. Makes a diving catch in center field to retire Breen. No hits, no runs, no errors here in the bottom of the second. We're going to the top half of the third. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back. I'm Jonathan Lynch. I will be joined right now by Bryce Johnson, graduate student from Roger Williams. He's going to be working. He's working right now in the Roger Williams athletic department. How you doing today, Bryce?
I'm fantastic. Thanks for having me on, Jonathan.
Thanks for being here today.
It's my pleasure. Boy, we got a good game on our hands so far, huh?
Absolutely. No, both these teams just bring a lot of energy to the table, and going back and forth. I wouldn't expect anything else today as Galeno swings and misses for strike one.
Galeno has had a really good season setting the table for these Hawks. Really high on-base percentage, set the program record despite the abbreviated season in walks in a season. He also set the program record in career walks.
Mm-hmm. What about stolen bases?
He set that record too. I was about to get to that. He's been a menace on the base paths as well. 31 steals this year, has not been caught. He's been absolutely tremendous at the top of this Roger Williams lineup.
Right, and just despite his .250 batting average, you say he leads the team in walks. He just finds way to get on base, And
that's exactly what you want out of your leadoff man, right? So, right. And he really brings those other attributes too. He's a great leader for this Hawks squad. He's really the heart and soul of this team.
As Matthews misses downstairs, that'll be ball 3. Galeno coming into this game with 33 walks on the season.
He's also flashed some sneaky power,
right?
Especially lately. 9 doubles, a home run on the year. It's really come along in the second half of the season. Speaking of getting on base, here he is.
As Matthews will miss for that ball 4, Galeno will be awarded with his 34th walk of the season. So he's on board with no outs here in the top half of the third inning. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Tyler Cedeno. He just made a fantastic catch, as Mr. Havishar was just saying out in center field.
Yeah, isn't it always funny how a guy makes a tremendous defensive play, and then all of a sudden they're right back at the plate, and they can make something happen there.
Right.
Sometimes it's funny how baseball works like that.
The Seahawks went left, center, and right field. All flyouts last inning. As Matthews checks on Galeno, he's in back safely. Cedeno singled to center field his last time up. He also scored. As he bats here with Galeno on first base. Matthews checks Galeno first, comes to the set. Checks on him again, he'll be in safely.
Cedeno's he's a fun guy. He's a leader off the field, the baseball team's SAC representative. And he's really an emotional guy and, brings that emotional leadership to the field for this Hawks squad. He's a very interesting fellow once you get to know him.
Right, he can play any position,
Yeah.
Game 1 yesterday, he was playing short, playing center field for Game 2 and Game 3. As Galeno's going to be called out at third base on a pickoff by Matthews. Galeno leads the team, arguably leads the nation in stolen bases as he gets picked off by Matthews for the first out here in the inning.
Yeah, and I think so far in this game, Salve's done a lot better job trying to neutralize this Hawks running game. I noticed with Dylan Catch behind the plate, he's had a really tough time in the matchups against Roger Williams, limiting and controlling the base paths. They've ran all over him with a lot of stolen bases when he's been behind the plate. But they've done a better job from the pitcher and the catcher kind of limiting the Hawks run game.
During the week, during the fall, when pitchers are working on their pickoffs, working on holding runners, that's what you got to prepare for these games coming up. Holding those runners, especially holding Galeno and those other speed guys, you just got to be constantly working on your craft. As that ground ball went over to Michael Breen, he delivered over to Canoe. Called an out right now. Roger Williams' dugout not happy with it, so the umpire is going to have a conference to discuss.
Yeah, from what I saw, that was a really good play by Canoe.
Right.
That was a the throw was a little bit offline. Great stretch, but I thought he rocked back. He did come off the back, but he rocked back to catch the base before Cedeno got there. So Kevin Kelly's doing his due diligence in arguing, and they're going to call him safe now.
They're going to be calling him out.
Oh, okay. Heard the wrong dugout cheering there.
Both teams extremely passionate, as you can see. Coach Kevin Kelly still arguing with the umpire. But that just shows the passion, shows the care that he has for his team. He's going to go to battle for them, you know.
He has really done a tremendous job up in Bristol in his first year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this was an okay program. You know, they made the 2019 CCC championship, so they were a good team, but he's really done a fantastic job bringing them to that next level, you know, doing the little things right to win championships and win these tight, closely contested games like we have here today.
And he is no stranger to winning. He was an assistant coach at UMass Boston for several years, went down to Rutgers Newark, who battles in arguably the toughest conference in Division III baseball in the NJAC down in New Jersey. So he knows how to compete. He knows what it takes to compete. And, you know, he's been facing all these tough schools for several years now, you know. Rowan, Ramapo, William Patterson, you know, all those schools in the NJAC, and then in the Little East, Rick, Econ, Southern Maine, all schools that have really, really good programs. Guys who can throw fireballs and guys who can hit 400-foot home runs, you know.
Yeah, he's been there's not a lot of underclassmen, so, you know, that play a significant role. There's like only one freshman that plays significantly. So Roger Williams hasn't really gotten any significant ads, but their biggest ad has been in the dugout.
Right.
So
Matthews delivers the 1-1. That's going to be dropped in for called strike 2.
Yeah, and Kevin's a really interesting guy. You know, you mentioned his experience down at Rutgers Newark. You know, he turned that around, that program. He made them into a team that, in just 2 seasons, that was regionally ranked to start the year. So he's done a fantastic job. You know, coached under and with Division III coaching legend Brendan Eigebro up at UMass Boston. You mentioned that.
Right.
I know Brendan.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I was talking with Ed earlier. I was a former media intern with the Orleans Firebirds on the Cape League, and that is where Eigebro coaches as an assistant during the summers.
Oh, gotcha.
So that's a fun little relationship.
As that pitch is going to hit Jenkins, he's on a board with 2 outs here in the inning. That's going to bring up the catcher, George Summers.
You know, I found it really interesting what Salve did there. You know, despite getting burned by that shift the last time Jenkins was up, they still swung it around, playing him to pull. He's a guy who, you know, especially to start the year, I thought really did a nice job utilizing the whole field, but Salve's playing him to pull. And, well, I guess if you're just going to get burned like once every few games by it, it's worth it. So you're probably going to take away more hits than you give up as a result of it.
That's the thing with these schools in the CCC. You know, the scouting reports, it's unbelievable the amount of information that they have on each team.
Yeah, that's another thing that Kevin's really stepped up since he got here this year. Really has committed to scouting and getting a feel for the other team and what they bring to the table. You know, preparation before you even get onto the field.
Right. As Matthews falls behind 2-0 to Summers. He delivers. That ball's going to be lifted out to left field. Going back is Beniers, and he's going to make the catch for out number 3. Little scare of Beniers going back to the wall, but nonetheless, that's going to retire the side. We're going to go to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Don't go anywhere. Bryce and I will be right back. And welcome back. Jonathan Lynch alongside Bryce Johnson from Roger Williams University. Set to start the bottom half of the third inning. It's going to be the right fielder, Matt D'Amato. He takes a ball in the dirt for ball number 1. D'Amato coming into this game batting .345. He is a contender for the CCC Rookie of the Year. Despite being a sophomore academically, the sophomores are eligible for the Rookie of the Year because of the shortened season last year.
D'Amato's had a really good season down here in Newport. Getting on base, runs the bases really well. He kind of does it all, I feel, for this Salve squad. It's kind of their answer to Joey Galino. Obviously, they play different positions, but really good table setter all around.
Right. And, throughout Salve Regina history, we've had a lot of guys who, look like D'Amato. A guy who just constantly gets on base. I know Coach Sarella loves his lefty hitters and righty throwers. That's something that he recruits heavily. He was one of them. John Militano, Michael Breen, Brandon Grover, Dylan Catch. I'm missing a bunch, but there's just so many. As D'Amato's going to drop that into center field, Sedano's going to cut it off, and D'Amato is on a board here to start off the bottom half of the third.
Yeah, the thing that impresses me about this Salve Regina squad is they just play fundamentally sound.
Right.
They don't overcomplicate things, for better or for worse. They play like a high school team, and that is meant as compliment because you do all the little things right. Bunting, running the bases well, you're not going to beat yourselves. Does that make sense? Like I said, it's meant as a full compliment.
A little bit. I didn't. When you said it was before you said it was a compliment, I didn't know where you were going with that high school.
Yeah, it's just like bunting, a little bit of small ball, a little bit of this, and a little bit of that, and it works. It's
right.
and it's really fun to watch. I find sometimes.
In any sport that you do, the fundamentals and just the basic foundation is just going to be your bread and butter. You got to have a good sound foundation to then be able to then do the extra creative other intricacies of the game,
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we saw it already earlier, that back in that first inning, that first and third double school, that is literally straight out of a high school playbook, and they executed it to perfection, and they got a run out of it. So props to them.
Massaro will miss inside. That'll be ball 2 to the left fielder, Jared Beniers. Beniers singled his last time up, and he scored in the first inning here. We've got a tie ball game right now, 2-2 here in the bottom half of the third inning, as Beniers takes a strike on the inside part of the plate.
Mazzaro plays on this Hawk squad with his twin brother.
Okay, we didn't
over
know.
There at third, yeah.
We were only speculating that earlier in the game.
Yes, yep, they are twin brothers and one of 2 pairs of brothers on this team as starting right fielder Eddie Jackson. His younger brother, James Jackson, is also on this Hawks squad.
Right,
so
Seahawks.
Yeah.
Right. They play against them in the Sunset League in the season. As Beniers going to lift that into center field. That's going to drop in front of Sedano. He quickly gets it into Hoban, and that's going to hold D'Amato at second base.
Now, we've seen it a couple of times this year. I kind of mentioned that small ball piece. Salve Regina a couple of times when they've gotten their first 2 men on. Even if it is their number 3 hitter, Dylan Catch, coming to the plate, they're not afraid to drop down that sacrifice bunt. We'll see if they do that here.
Right. Especially in these types of games, you just got to manufacture runs any way.
Every
any
90
ways you
feet
can.
counts, yeah. Every 90 feet counts. And we'll see if Roger Williams decides to. They've had Adam Hars out here warming since the first inning. He's another really emotional guy on this Roger Williams squad, a lefty.
We've seen him a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, hammer curveball. Hammer curveball from the left side.
Got a lot of lefties in the lineup for Salve. Good workout in their favor. So we got D'Amato at second base, Beniers at first base, Dylan Catch at the plate. As Massaro's got himself in a little bit of a jam to start the third inning here.
Here we go. See?
Dylan gets Swearing to bunt. And the Hawks pick off second base to no avail.
And that is something that I have noticed with this Hawks pitching staff. They're not afraid to throw it around on pickoff plays. It doesn't matter if it's second or first or whatnot.
Right.
If they can steal an out, they'll take it.
Ultimately, best case scenario is you get the guy at third base. And so if Hoban is going to flash daylight right here, it's going to have D'Amato. They want D'Amato to go back. He's standing strong right there. His catch still remains in bunt formation. And the home plate umpire will now call time.
He probably got a little bit of, like, dust in his eye. He was tired of just staring right at him as Catch and Mazzaro were having just a stare down.
We saw that yesterday, and I'm pretty sure the home plate umpire also called time during that same incident.
He's looking directly into each other's souls.
Right. And they practice, I guarantee they practice that all the time. He's probably so used to it.
The stare down.
As Massaro will pick off the second, D'Amato being easily.
This is a fun matchup.
Absolutely.
You know, at the plate, Dylan Catch, one of the top contact guys, you know, and probably top all-around hitters in the CCC.
He's going to drop a bunt down the third baseline. Massaro's going to pick it up, gets it over to Roth at first base, going to get catch in time.
Yeah, I don't know if that was on the catch or on the tag, but an out was an out there.
Nonetheless, an out is an out.
Yeah.
Catch does his job, gets D'Amato to third base and Beniers to second base. It's now going to bring up the second baseman, Anthony Ciesco.
Roth is interesting. He's a first baseman playing second base. He plays first base in summer ball. He plays first base on the rare occasions when Jenkins exits the game.
Right.
So he's got those first base skills a little bit.
He's a tall guy. He's a tall second baseman I've seen.
Yeah, that was actually my first comment when I saw him when I walked in on media day, day one, and I was looking around at the guys, and I asked him, because I didn't know any of the players yet, I asked him, what position do you play? And he said second base, and I'm like, wow, you're a tall second baseman. Those were my exact words, and, you know, he's...
We're going to have a pitching change here from the Hawks, and with that, we will be right back.
Hi, my name is Eric Sarella. I'm the head baseball coach at Salve Regina University. I'm a 2005 graduate from the school. I'm also in the Athletic Hall of Fame. In the history of the program, we've won 10 Commonwealth Coast Conference championships. In my 8 years here, in 6 seasons, we've won 3 CCC championships and advanced to 3 NCAA regionals. I think one thing that separates this program is the challenging schedule we play year to year. In Division III college baseball, there's close to 400 teams. Typically, we're in the top 50 to 75 in strength of schedule out of 400. On top of a challenging schedule, we're also going to travel to Florida each year during spring break. Typically, we'll take a weekend trip somewhere down south and play 2 or 3 more games. We really want to run this program like a Division I program, but within the D3 rules. We're looking for highly motivated student athletes, especially competitive ones. We want our student athletes to compete in the classroom, in the weight room, and on the baseball field. If you're interested in the program, you should send us an email with a schedule and your contact information as well as your coach's contact information. We'll be likely to cross paths during the summer, and if we don't, we'll be able to see you at one of our prospect camps that we can invite you to. If you have any other questions, feel free to email us or reach out. Take care.
And welcome back. Jonathan Lynch alongside Bryce Johnson. We have a pitching change. It's going to be the junior, Adam Hars. What can we expect from Hars, Bryce?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind when I think of Adam Hars is hyper emotional. He steps up in these big moments, comes in. He is not afraid of the spotlight. He is not afraid to just go in there and just put it all on the line. Solid fastball, probably not going to overpower you mostly, but just an absolute hammer curveball that kind of, helps offset that and makes him really tough to hit. Because it throws off their timing and it's really got good depth to it.
That's going to be a base hit in the center field by Ciesco. In comes D'Amato. Here comes Beniers, and they're going to score 2 on a line drive single up the middle from Anthony Ciesco.
I don't think Hars has allowed an earned run since the Hawks' first opening weekend, all the way back in Johnson, Wales or something like that. So, or an inherited runner for that matter. So, just off the top of my head.
Hars coming in throwing strikes. Ciesco ropes it up the middle for 2 RBIs. This will be Hars' 11th appearance of the year, coming in with a 2.70 ERA.
Yeah, that's only the 7th hit he's allowed in 10 innings, 10-plus now, innings of work.
He's one of the guys that they go to.
Yeah, he's one of their go-to setup men. I think he kind of surprised and came out of nowhere for Kevin Kelly in this Hawks squad, I'm not I certainly didn't, I'm not sure, when I was looking at this team, I didn't realize how good he was until I saw him in person.
Right. O'Malley lifts that down the left field line. It's going to be caught by Galino. That's going to be the second out of the inning.
Looked a little tedious for a second there.
We said earlier in the broadcast that the wind could be a factor, but that didn't hang up. That's going to bring up the first baseman, Tyler Canoe.
Yeah, wind or no wind, it's a beautiful day out here down in Newport.
Definitely. And Bristol and Newport both have the same weather, pretty much. Super windy, very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. I have learned that the hard way.
Right.
As I, sit at my, as I like to call it, press platform, facing right into the wind off the bay down there in Bristol.
Right.
It's fun.
So that foul ball is going to be called off as Hars was called for a balk. Ciesco's going to move up to second base. It's just going to be 1 strike on Canoe. If you remember in the first inning, Canoe roped a single right to Tommy Hoban, but it hit Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, that ball scored. I've watched a lot of baseball, and I knew that rule was a thing. I've never, ever seen it come into effect in a game.
Right.
Until that moment.
Right. I mean, we had to Google it to see what you put into the scorebook. It's going to go in as a 6U because Tommy Hoban was right behind him. That's going to be a called strike on the inside part of the plate as Hars delivers an 0-2. Ciesco goes. It's going to be fouled off to the right side. Jenkins goes down the hill. It looks like he's all right over there.
Got to be careful of that stone wall.
Right.
Going down that hill, you get your momentum going and got to watch out for it.
And in those situations, it's super critical for
Yeah.
right fielder and the catcher. Say fence, 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 fence.
Yeah.
Just make sure you're protecting your guys.
Absolutely.
Hars comes to the set. We're going to do the 0-2 again. As Canoe swings and misses, strike 3.
I think that was that hammer curveball they broke out right there to get out of a big jam.
The Seahawks get 2. We're going to go to the top half of the 4th inning. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. we're back. Jonathan Lynch. I'll be joined by Ed Habershaw. Thank you to Bryce Johnson from Roger Williams for giving us awesome insight into the players at Roger Williams.
Yes, thank you to Bryce, because he'll definitely be saying more than I will say.
Danny Roth is going to ground it to O'Malley. He gathers, throws to Canoe, retires Roth to start this inning. Great job by O'Malley bodying up that baseball, keeping it in front of himself. That ball was scorched. After the ground out, this is going to bring up the DH, Ben Bonavita. Bonavita coming into this game batting .309 as he takes a first call strike. Bonavita also had a home run in Game 2 yesterday's game. He also threw very well.
Yeah, he was the starting pitcher in that game. Reliever Nick Hopper was the one that was outstanding for the Hawks, going 4 2/3 innings.
Harper was credited for the win yesterday, as Bonavita only went 2 1/3. As he awaits the 1-1. It's going to be a ground ball through the left side. That's going to be a base hit for Bonavita.
First hit for the Hawks since the first inning.
So with Bonavita aboard, that's going to bring up the third baseman, Matt Massaro, as Coach Sarella is going to go out to the mound and have a conversation with his pitcher. We're going to get a pitching change right here as lefty Dominic Parachi is going to come into the game. With this pitching change, we'll be right back.
So, I mean, Zach's really, his leadership the last 2 years has been tremendous for us. He's really the most vocal of the position player captains, and is really an extension, of the coaching staff. And, he never takes his performance never affects what he is trying to do as a leader or as a captain. And that's, what makes him a special kid. And he's actually, put together a pretty good, fifth-year campaign, and is one of our best, if not our best, outfielder, right now. So he's just a special kid, and we're going to miss him, but has contributed a lot. And, I look forward to watching him play this weekend.
New pitcher on the mound for the Seahawks is going to be the sophomore Dom Parachi from Washington Depot, Connecticut. This will be Parachi's 5th appearance for the season and 14 1/3 innings of work, coming in with just over a 5 ERA.
It's nice when you can call Washington Depot home, especially if there's a Home Depot in Washington Depot.
Is there?
I don't know.
All right. Could be. Unless it's like a super rural area. I don't know. Never been. Maybe one day. He will be tasked with a lefty-lefty matchup with Matt Massaro. That ball is going to get skipped right in front of catch, but no advance from Bonavita.
John, how many innings can you anticipate out of Parachi? Is this just a matchup situation, or is he going to go some distance here?
No, I could see distance for Parachi. In a normal circumstance, he is a starting pitcher.
Absolutely.
And so he can go 6, 7, 8 innings, even out of the pen, you know. Right now, it doesn't really change anything as he gets a swing and miss there for out number 2. It's just a little change of mindset because he comes in with a man already on base. So he comes in the stretch, which for some starting pitchers, I guess that could get them a little discombobulated, but looks like Parachi is doing all right now. Bonavita is going to go back into the base safely. So with 2 outs here in the top half of the 4th inning, it's going to be the shortstop Tommy Hoban. Hoban walked his first time up, and he was stranded at first base. The 2-0 from Parachi. That'll be in there. He gets the inside part of the plate for strike 2. 2-2, 2 outs, man on first, Tommy Hoban at the plate. Parachi sets, delivers, gets a swing and miss. Ball's going to go to the backstop. Dylan Ketch throws to Canoe. That's going to be another strikeout for Parachi. Can't expect anything else. Can't expect any better from Dominic Parachi. 2 strikeouts, and they're out of the 4th inning. We got a 4-2 score with Salve Regina up. We'll be right back. And welcome back. Jonathan Lynch alongside Ed Havershaw, Sports Information Director here at Salve Regina University. Junior Adam Haar is out for a 2nd inning of work for the Hawks. And he'll be facing Brandon Grover, the DH. One and one the count. He'll miss out outside for ball number 2. It'll be Grover, Barlock, and Breen in the bottom of the 4th inning to face Haars. As Grover lifts the ball into deep left field, going back. And that's going to go over the wall for a ground rule double. So with a leadoff double by Brandon Grover, that's going to bring up the graduate center fielder, Zach Barlock.
Nice oppo piece of hitting there by Brandon Grover.
Great piece of hitting by Grover. He was in the driver's seat with a 2-1 count. Just puts that into left center field. It's going to be a pickoff second base. Grover's in back safely. Time is called as Grover puts his helmet back on.
Back safely, if not dirty.
Right. Shout out to Matt Hurd.
His women's track and field team competing in the Commonwealth Coast Conference Championships this afternoon.
Where are they at today?
Roger Williams hosting it at Portsmouth High School.
Got it. Is that an outside? Inside?
Outside, yes.
Outside.
It's been held at Portsmouth High School for several years.
Mm-hmm. As Barlock takes the ball in.
2-0.
So who's going to be competing in that over there?
Strictly CCC schools. I know Gordon College, Roger Williams, Salve, Endicott, Nichols, Western New England. Not sure if Curry has a team there. University of New England.
Mm-hmm. Don't know much about University of New England. They don't have a baseball
I
team.
know.
Don't know much. As Barlock will take a strike to make it a 3-1 count. Grover on second base. Haars comes to the set, ready to deliver a 3-1. That's going to be lifted to Tommy Hoban. Hoban camped under it. He's going to make the catch to retire Barlock. So with 1 out in the inning, that's going to bring up Michael Breen.
The athletic trainer is actually out on the mound, the umpire, along with Roger Williams head coach Kevin Kelly.
Haars could have tweaked something.
He'll be allowed a few warm-up tosses to check for injury. So it's not an official visit.
So after the short visit, that's going to bring up the shortstop, Michael Breen. If you remember from the second inning, Breen flew out to Cedeno in center field with a beautiful catch. And he bats here with a man on second base. Takes a curveball in for strike one.
Yeah, that inning, all three Seahawk batters flew out to different outfielders for Roger Williams.
The 0-1. That curveball is going to be outside for ball one. Goes Grover. He's going to be called out at third base. So Grover caught stealing for the first time this season. He doesn't have any stolen bases on the year. And that's going to be the second out of the inning. Two outs, 1-2 count to Michael Breen, the 9-man. As Hars misses outside of the fastball. Evens up the count at 2-2. Misses outside again with a curveball. It's going to make the count full. Next up would be the leadoff man, Matt D'Amato. As Breen lifts that into left center field. Cedeno and Galino going to it. It's going to drop. Cedeno quickly gets it into second base. He doesn't hit his cutoff man. And Breen's going to be in safely for a 2-out double.
That caught stealing will loom large unless D'Amato can deliver Breen from second.
Right. Great piece of hitting there by Michael Breen. Great two-strike approach, not trying to do too much. Just flicking his hands, putting the ball into left center field. So with that 2-out double, we're going to have another pitching change. It's going to be Chris Flynn coming into the game to replace Adam Hars. With this pitching change, we will be right back.
Talk about another, kid who's just heart and soul, and he's all about Salve baseball. He's, one of he's the one guy who wasn't a captain last year, who now is this year. Just our vocal leader, our heart, the guy who kicks you in the butt if you're not giving your all. His growth as a human in the last 5 years has been the most fun thing, I think, to watch, because he was an immature 18-year-old and now he's he's just a mature human being and someone who's ready to cement his legacy as a Salve Seahawk and then go out into the real world and make his mark. But special kid, special family. All these guys are special and they have great families, or they wouldn't be captain.
Salve Regina batting against a new pitcher for Roger Williams, Chris Flynn, his 12th appearance of the year.
Flynn coming into this game, 13 innings of work, has not let up an earned run. The 0-1 to D'Amato. Swing and miss, strike number 2. This kid Flynn is a strikeout machine. 27 strikeouts in just 13 innings of work. 0-2. Swung on and fouled straight back by D'Amato. Michael Breen with a 2-out double. The 0-2. Misses outside for ball 1. And Ned, this is their guy out of the pen. This is their guy.
He's here in the 4th inning. 2-run lead for the Seahawks, 4-2.
Just misses with a curveball there. A couple weeks ago, he had like a 8-out save, I think. 9-out save. The 2-2 to D'Amato. Curveball lined into left field for a base hit. Galeno picks it up. Breen will come around. Play at the plate. He'll be called safe. Great piece of hitting by D'Amato, taking that ball to left field. And that's going to score Breen to put the Seahawks lead up to 3. That is all you can ask for from your leadoff guy. Great base running by Michael Breen. Going hard into the plate. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Jared Beniers. He's 2 for 2 on the day with 2 runs scored as he takes a ball outside. Flynn is primarily fastball curveball. He's got a really good curveball. 12-6, night shift. To complement a high 80s, low 90s fastball. As Beniers takes a strike inside. So that run will be accredited to Adam Hars. As D'Amato takes his lead. That'll be called strike 2 on Beniers. One, 2, 2 outs. Flynn checks on D'Amato. Comes to the set. The 1-2. It's going to be a curveball down. Ball to second. And D'Amato's going to be called in safe.
Good pitch to run on.
Definitely. That's a really good pitch to lay off, too, for Beniers. That broke right in the zone. That's going to be the 5th stolen base for D'Amato on the season. The pitch. Swung and missed for strike 3. Flynn records his 28th strikeout of the year, but the Seahawks push another one across. 5-2 here after 4 innings. We will be right back from Brother Reynolds Field. And welcome back. Jonathan Lynch alongside Ed Habershaw from beautiful Brother Reynolds Field in Newport, Rhode Island. This is a CCC matchup of Pod A finals between Salve Regina and Roger Williams. The winner of this game today will face off against Endicott next week in the CCC championship game. Eddie Jackson, the right fielder, will lead off the Hawks to begin the 5th inning. As he lifts the ball into left center field, Beniers is calling for it, and he'll make the catch to retire Jackson. One quick out for Parachi. That'll bring up the left fielder, graduate student, Joey Galino. Galino has already struck out and walked today. He was picked off in the 3rd inning of today's contest as he takes a strike one. Parachi in his second inning of work for Salve Regina. Delivers. That curveball is going to get the inside part of the plate for strike 2. The 0-2. It's going to be lifted foul to the right side. Parachi misses with a breaking ball in the dirt for ball 1. Parachi is a tall glass of water standing on that mound, 6'3". As Galino swings and misses for strike 3. With that swing and miss, Parachi will collect his 3rd strikeout of the day. And with 2 outs, it's going to bring up the center fielder, Tyler Cedeno. Cedeno has singled, scored, and grounded out today as he takes a ball low. Cedeno has also flashed the leather today in center field by taking a base hit away from Michael Breen. The 1-1 from Parachi. It's going to be a called strike in the bottom half of the zone. Delivers. Swung and missed for strike 3. Parachi heads back to the dugout, all fired up. No hits, no runs, no errors as we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. 5-2 Salve Regina. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Jonathan Lynch alongside Ed Habershaw, bringing you Salve Regina baseball here, beautiful Brother Reynolds Field. Due up for the Seahawks in the bottom half of the 5th inning. It's going to be Dylan Ketch, Anthony Ciesco, Sean O'Malley.
The heart of the Seahawk order.
That's right. Plenty of hits to be had with these 3 guys. As Flynn is back out for his 2nd inning of work for the Hawks.
And, John, you anticipate they'll ride him as long as humanly possible?
Absolutely. He's their guy. They're going to roll with him. He's shown that he can compete in these situations. You know, he already has approximately 13 to 14 innings on the season. In about 12 appearances. He's their guy out of the pen as he falls behind 2-1 to Catch. Flynn sets, delivers, as Catch fouls that straight back.
It was nice that Catch took a break from catching yesterday afternoon in Game 2, went out to left field, keep his bat in the order, and give freshman Gianfranco Messina a chance behind the plate in playoff action.
Right. Dylan Catch lifts the ball to right center field. Cedeno and Jackson going after it. And Cedeno making another excellent play out in center field to take a double away from Catch.
That's 2 for the highlight clips for Tyler Cedeno. Outstanding play, and our lefty batters are not going to be happy with him.
He's been flying around this entire game, taking base hits away. As Bryce Johnson was saying earlier today, he plays with a lot of heart, plays with a lot of energy, and that's what they need on this team. As Ciesco will ground to Hoban, throws on to first.
Safe.
And Jenkins is going to be called off the bag. Ciesco is going to be safe. Coach Kelly's coming over to talk to the umpire. The umpire is going to have a conversation.
While we don't have a replay for that, we will flash Cedeno's outstanding play.
Let's see it.
Flashing the leather once again.
Taking extra bases away from Dylan Catch.
And that was a near collision as well.
Two older guys, center fielder and a right fielder, Jackson and Cedeno, and they know how to communicate with one another. Great job on their part.
Yeah, Tyler did a nice job getting behind so their paths weren't converging.
Right. So Ciesco will be aboard. Jenkins came off the bag as O'Malley fouls that straight back. Is that going to be called a single?
Yes.
Yeah. Flynn checks. Sets. Delivers the 0-1. Swing and miss for O'Malley, strike 2. I said earlier, Flynn can ramp it up high 80s, low 90s to complement an absolute hook of a curveball. The 0-2. O'Malley fouls that straight back. We'll do it again.
Shaking the screen behind home plate with our GoPro camera for Gavin Parent's call of the game.
The 0-2 from Flynn. Curveball dumped in, called strike 3. So with that strikeout, it'll be 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. That's going to bring up Tyler Canoe. Canoe, a 6'5" sophomore from Schenectady, New York.
Schenectady!
He takes a ball outside from Flynn. Canoe is singled today, and he's struck out. Ciesco takes his lead. Flynn checks on him. Flynn sets, delivers. Be a called strike on the inside part of the plate. The 1-1. That ball dipped low for ball 2. Two one, 2 outs, 5-2 lead for the Seahawks in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Flynn kicks and delivers. Strike 2 called.
With 2 strikes, we should see Ciesco in action.
Potentially 2-2. As Canoe fouls that straight back.
Eric Sarella likes to challenge the pitcher with the base runner on the move.
The 2-2. Ciesco goes, as that'll be fouled off to the right, and we'll do it again. Mostly cloudy day here, Brother Reynolds. Approximately 60 degrees. Beautiful day for some baseball. As our curveball just missed outside and low for ball 3. So 3-2 the count to Canoe. Expect Ciesco to be in action here with 2 outs here in the inning. Flynn kicks and delivers. That'll be a swing and miss for strike 3. That'll be Canoe's 2nd strikeout of the game. We're going to the top half of the 6th inning. 5-2 lead for the Seahawks. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the broadcast. Duo for the Hawks. It'll be Brandon Jenkins, George Summers, Danny Roth. Here to face lefty Dominic Paracci. Paracci delivers the 1-0. Called strike on the outside. He'll even the count up at 1-1. Swing and miss from Jenkins. Baracci went up and in on him. Jenkins couldn't catch up. It'll be a 1-2 coming in from Baracci. Fastball out to left field. Beniers is under it, and he'll make the catch for the first out of the inning. So with Jenkins retired, that'll bring up the catcher, George Summers. Summers 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a fly out to Beniers and left. He takes a ball in the dirt. The 1-0. Call the ball up. 2-0. Summers in the driver's seat. He lifts that ball out to deep center field. Barlock going back at the track, the fence, and that'll be a home run for George Summers. Summers giving the Hawks some life with that solo home run here in the 6th inning. That'll be his first home run of the season. That ball went in the deepest part of the left center field. Went about 10 feet over the wall. So with that home run, that'll bring up the second baseman, Danny Roth, as he'll take a ball outside. So that'll make the lead now 2 for the Seahawks. Baracci kicks, delivers. That'll be skipped in for ball 2. You can already see that home run gave the Hawks a little jump of adrenaline in the dugout. Danny Roth takes a strike on the outside. The 2-1. Fouled off by Roth. It'll be 2-2. Two and two, 1 out. Danny Roth at the plate. Baracci kicks, delivers. Swing and miss for Roth. That'll be the second out of the inning. In his 3rd inning of work, that'll be the 5th strikeout for Baracci this afternoon. And now he faces Ben Bonavita with 2 down here in the top half of the 6th inning. Starts him off with a curveball up for ball 1. A 1-0. Curveball dropped in for strike 1. The 1-1 from Baracci. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Baracci looking for a 6th strikeout of the afternoon. And he's going to get it with a swing and miss from Bonavita. Baracci just has one mistake this inning with a home run by George Summers. Still a 5-3 lead for Salve Regina. Chris Finn coming back out for the Hawks. We'll be right back.
Anthony Ciesco, Checo, Chico. He's got so many names. Tony. Anthony is the guy who. It's funny. I'm the hardest on him, and I have been for the last 4 years. And with these 5 guys, he's played the most. So I'm always trying to get more out of him. But just a great kid who is like a captain and a leader, and always does the right things, always says the right things. And he's been one of our best players this year, as far as his performance and being flexible and having the ability to play the outfield for us and second base and getting clutch hits. Just, a great kid that we're going to miss. And it's going to be really hard to fill his void because of, all the different things he can do. And he'll beat you with a pull side double, or he'll safety squeeze and read a dirt ball, make a great play. He just a lot of fond memories of him and what he's been able to accomplish in the last 4 years.
Inning of relief. Chris Flynn out for another inning of relief. It'll be Grover, Barlock, and Breen to start off the 6th inning. As Grover pulls the bunt. Grover doubled the last time he was up in the 4th inning. As he takes a ball out. The 2-0 from Flynn. That'll be in the dirt for ball 3. The 3-0. That'll be right down the middle for a strike. Grover fouls it off to the left side. That'll make the count 3-2. In about 14 innings of work, Flynn has 8 walks on the air. That ball will be grounded to Jenkins. He sprints to the bag, and Grover's going to be called out after a great dive to the bag by Jenkins. So with that 3 unassisted, it's going to bring up the center fielder, Zach Barlock. As Brandon Jenkins dusts himself off at first base. Great job by Jenkins getting that ball on his left side, collecting himself, and then diving to the bag to get Grover. Could be a dangerous play. The 1-0 from Barlock is fouled off, out of play. Barlock has popped out and flew out today. As he swings and misses for strike number 2. The 1-2 from Flynn. In the dirt for ball 2. And that's going to be a hit by pitch, and Barlock will be awarded first base. Got him on the hand or got him on the wrist?
Yeah,
One of those.
up on the wrist.
With that hit by pitch, that's going to bring up the shortstop, Michael Breen. Michael Breen doubled in the left center gap last time up. He later scored that same inning on a base hit by Matt D'Amato. He bats here a one man down, one man on base. As Flynn kicks, delivers. Breen launches it into center field. Cedeno coming in. That's going to drop. Barlock going from first to third. He's going to get in there safely. So again, Michael Breen comes up in the clutch with a one-out base hit to center field. That's going to make him 2 for 3 on the day.
And his only out was a terrific catch by Tyler Cedeno.
Exactly. That's three balls up to center field. Just great piece of hitting all day from Michael Breen. Especially, you can't expect anything more coming out of your 9 guy. 3 great at-bats, and now we're back at the top of the order with Matt D'Amato, the right fielder. Squares to bunt. That ball's going to get down. Barlock's going to score, and Jenkins going to come off the bag. D'Amato's going to be called safe at first. Beautiful place bunt by Matt D'Amato is going to lead to an RBI and first and second for the Seahawks. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Jared Beniers. Beniers is 2 for 3 on the day with 2 singles and 2 runs scored. He's going to score at a bunt. It's going to be foul. Perfectly executed bunt for Matt D'Amato on that last one, Ed. And, especially with a guy like Flynn, you got to any way you can to get those runs across, especially with a guy who so difficult to score against. I think that's his first earned run given up this year. He's proven that he can pitch well. As Hoban will bobble that at shortstop. That's going to be his 10th error on the season. And now the bases are going to be loaded with Seahawks for the senior graduate student, Dylan Ketch.
Yeah, Flynn's gotten a lot of swings and misses, but some nice hard contact when the Seahawks have gotten a piece of the ball.
Right. So how we got here, Michael Breen singled to center field. Matt D'Amato laid down a beautiful bunt. He reached on that. And then with a bobble by Tommy Hoban as shortstop, Beniers is safely aboard first base.
6-3 the score.
And looking for more. Flynn kicks, delivers. Catch will take a strike on the outside part of the plate. Roger Williams infield in. Outfield playing pretty straight up. Galino's pretty in left field. As Dylan Ketch is going to slice that to the left side. 0-2 the count.
So as an infielder, you are committed to coming home if you get a ground ball, correct?
Committed.
You're not trying to turn 2 here?
Committed. Well, I mean, yeah. Make sure of the front end. Home plate. And Ketch is going to get hit, and that's going to be an RBI. Dylan Ketch absolutely fired up. Just taking an 0-2 pitch right off the back of the shoulder. Getting on base at any cost. That's going to pad the insurance runs to 4.
second hit batter of this inning. Gives Catch the RBI.
That's going to bring up the second baseman, Anthony Ciesco. He's 2 for 2 on the day with 2 singles and a walk. He's been stranded each time, though. He's going to take a ball upstairs. One out here in the inning with a ground ball from Brandon Grover, unassisted by Brandon Jenkins at first base. 7-3 the lead for Seahawks, and they're looking for more. Sun is starting to come out a little bit more this afternoon. Weather's dropped a tad to 58 degrees, and the wind is just going straight out towards center field.
Hang on, John.
I'm keeping my head on a swivel. Which the home run that happened last inning by Summers, the wind 100% helped that. Absolutely. Infield in for Roger Williams as Ciesco bats. 1-1 count. Flynn delivers. That's going to be grounded over to first base. He's going to tag first. Go home, but not in time as the Seahawks get another run scored.
So an RBI ground out for Anthony Ciesco makes it an 8-3 score.
And that's a tough play by Jenkins. Going over to his left. He's already going towards first base. Just got to get an out there. Not the best option, but, I mean, an out is better than not getting any outs. So now it's going to be second and third with Sean O'Malley, the third baseman, coming up. As he takes the ball low. Flynn sets, delivers. It's going to be another ball in the dirt. 2-0. Dylan Ketch at second, Jared Beniers at third. Seahawks looking for more insurance run here in the bottom of the sixth. As Flynn catches the outside corner for a called strike 2. I thought he called a strike on that. Could be wrong. And I was wrong. Now it's 2-2. Gets a curveball on the outside part of the plate. 2-2. 2 outs. 2 men on for the Seahawks. Already 3 across this inning and looking for more. Delivers. And that ball is going to be blocked by Summers.
O'Malley did a nice job to hop out of the way of that pitch.
Yeah, it wouldn't have hurt. Maybe.
Ankles?
Maybe the shin.
Ooh.
The shin of the ankles, yeah. There's not much muscle or
no
skin
protection down there. Yeah,
right.
no protection.
He doesn't wear a shin guard, so 3-2, 2 outs, 2 men on, delivers. That curveball is going to dip low for ball 4. Summers wanted that checked, but it's going to be ball 4 nonetheless.
Bases loaded for Tyler Canoe, Schenectady, New York. He's having a conversation with head coach Eric Sarella. Basically letting him settle down and just enjoy the at-bat.
Right.
Which will take place after a pitching change.
We'll be right back.
right, so I think it's Zach Dione, and it took me a few years. I was Zach Dion for a while, but I'm pretty sure it's Dione. If not, maybe Mr. Dione can call into the broadcast or send an email and we can fix that. But couldn't be happier for him and how he's finished up. And, really he showed flashes of being outstanding at times in his first couple seasons. It was very inconsistent. But he's really this year just taking on a new role, as a leader, as somebody who really wants to win a conference championship, and then as somebody who's been one of our weekend starters. And he's been in a bunch of different roles, but just a great kid who you're rooting for, who's fiery, and, I'm excited to see him, pitch. Can't say enough about him and the adversity he's faced, with pitching and more the mental side of things. But he's really onto something this year, and he's been fun to watch.
New pitcher on the mound for the Hawks is going to be number 10, junior from North Andover, Massachusetts, Anthony Sapienza. This will be Sapienza's third appearance on the year. He's got 0.00 ERA and 1 1/3 innings work. Interesting nugget, according to Bryce Johnson, is last year Sapienza pitched against Coach Kevin Kelly's old team, Rutgers Newark, and vernacular, quote-unquote, absolutely shoved. As that ball's going to be lifted into deep left field. Back at the wall, it's going to be gone! Tyler Canoe lifts a home run for Salve Regina University, have had their lead. Canoe is going to touch them all. He's going to get 3 RBIs to complement his solo home run. What do you think Eric Sarella told him before the at-bat? Was it hit a home run?
Take the first pitch.
Yeah, yeah. So that is going to empty the bases for the Seahawks. That's now going to bring up Brandon Grover. So the Seahawks bat around in this inning as Brandon Grover started off the inning with a ground out, and he bats here again as Sapienza throws it outside for ball 1. Grover is 1 for 3 on the day. He doubled in the 4th inning of this contest, and he's up 2-0 right here. And he'll take a ball upstairs for ball 3. Three out of the count to Brandon Grover here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. And he'll take a ball inside of strike 1. Some more action in the Hawks bullpen as senior Ryan McGarren is throwing, as Grover will now walk to first base. So man on first, and that's going to bring up Zach Barlock. Barlock was a hit-by-pitch victim this inning, and he later scored. He was the first man to score this inning. As he looks inside on a ball. The 1-0 from Sapienza. Swung on and missed for strike one. 12-3 lead for the Seahawks here in the bottom half of the 6th inning, thanks to a grand slam from Tyler Canoe as Brandon Grover gets back safely. Tyler Canoe's second home run on the season, and now he doubles his RBIs for the season. He had 4 originally, now he has 8. As that ball will be fouled into the Seahawks dugout, Brandon Grover up to go back to first base. Again, that home run, the wind probably definitely helped out with that. Hit the shrubs over here in left center, but
And it made Tyler Cedeno flip over the fence.
flipped right over. Stolen base for Brandon Grover. He was caught earlier in this game trying to steal third. That's going to be he's recorded his first stolen base of the year today. And he's also recorded his first caught stealing. So, a couple different landmarks for him to start off his Seahawk career this year.
So his first attempts are in this game.
But unfortunately, he was caught stealing first before he recorded his first stolen base for his career here at Salve.
Well, he's got one streak going. That's the positive.
Exactly. Sapienza delivers. That's going to be thrown behind Barlock for ball number 3. That's going to work the count full here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. One thing that's been consistent in this game is the wind. Wind has been blowing out towards center field the whole game today. Sapienza sets. Delivers the 3-2. Cut on and fouled straight back by Barlock. Unless I'm not sure if the home plate umpire said that it hit him and he cut on and missed.
He's going to get some help from his fellow umpires.
I mean, I don't know what else they would see because the home plate umpire has the best view, but I think he probably said that it hit Barlock and he swung and missed because that would be a dead ball, but
Oh, okay.
it's going to be called a foul ball now.
Because he definitely swung at it.
He definitely swung, and I thought it was a foul ball. So now the entire Hawks defense will now have to come back onto the field.
Good exercise. See if there were any changes during that break.
Yeah, that short break.
Meanwhile, now playing this position.
That'd be sneaky.
Well, it would be a shift.
Right. Nonetheless, we'll do the 3-2 again. Sapienza delivers. Lined into left field. That's going to be a foul ball. Barlock is 0 for 2 on the day. He has scored a run in support of the Seahawks' 12 runs, excuse me. And he will take a call third strike, and that will retire the side. Seahawks get several runs here to extend their lead to 9.
7 runs on 3 hits, 1 error and 1 left.
Couple errors, couple hit by pitches, and a walk in this inning. We're going to go to the top half of the 7th inning. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for more CCC playoff action. And welcome back to the top half of the 7th inning. I'm Jonathan Lynch. I will be joined once again by Bryce Johnson from Roger Williams University.
Thanks again for having me, Jonathan.
Thanks for being here, man. To lead off the top half of the 7th inning is going to be third baseman Matt Massaro. Massaro has lined out to Breen at short, and he has struck out today.
Mazzaro's a guy that I'm personally very high on. He's one of these underclassmen, younger guys, one of the few guys that are guaranteed to return next year for the Hawks. And I think he's just a really solid all-around hitter. You can see sometimes when he puts it together, he's been up and down at times this season, but when he's put it together, he's had some really good games and can really hit it well, just not right there.
As Canu's going to take a ground ball unassisted for the first out of the inning.
The other guy has not played yet today, though from afar, it kind of looks like he might be pinch hitting here.
Is this a pinch? Who's this right here?
If it's number 1 and it looks like it is, it's Jack Morin. He's a freshman catcher for the Hawks. These have been really, really good, splitting time behind the plate. It kind of looks like him body style and whatnot, but I may be wrong. Yeah, he's put together a really strong freshman season, has Morin. Really good defensive catcher. And I think he'll be the Hawks' best all-around returning bat next year.
So how does it work with the catchers between Summers and Morin? Do they split time or they platoon? How's it work?
So what Roger Williams has generally employed this season is game 1 lineup is what you saw today. Yeah, see, he just hits. Morin does. They've kind of split time in double headers. So Summers he has a good arm behind the plate. And he's a really good bat, as you saw. The home run earlier. He's generally more of a singles guy. Hasn't flashed a ton of power, but he can swing it a little bit with a really good 2-strike approach. So they have put him behind the plate in game 1 and then in game 2. So throughout the season, it's kind of developed. Ben Bonavita, who is the DH today, he plays 2 ways.
Right. So
especially on Sundays, he developed into the game 2 starter on Sundays. So Bonavita would pitch, and then Summers would be the DH, and Morin would catch.
We're going to get a pinch runner here.
Matt Falvey.
It's going to be number 20, sophomore Matt Falvey from Walpole, Massachusetts.
He's a guy who's projected to be in the Hawks starting lineup. I've gone to a couple of their practices and whatnot. He's flashed tools. He's got, you saw there, some speed. He's got a little bit of, he's got some sneaky power. He just end up losing the starting right field job to this guy, Eddie Jackson, who's put together a really, really good season as a senior this year.
Yeah, Falvey only batting .083 on the year. 1 hit and 12 ABs. He's got 1 stolen base on the year. To complement that dirtball Reed just there.
Yeah, it's been a really interesting team to cover and see the evolution of kind of Kevin Kelly's plan coming into the year and what it's turned out to be. You know, I think that some guys have opened eyes and really emerged, offensively throughout the year. Eddie Jackson here, Jack Mooring kind of caught them and really opened their eyes throughout the season. So those are a couple of guys that kind of emerged and have taken strong, and Matt Mazzaro as well, the third baseman. They're guys that have really opened eyes and developed into these starting caliber players.
Well, the ground out by Jackson to Ciesco at second. That's going to bring up the leadoff batter, Joey Galino. Galino takes the strike 1 over the heart of the plate.
This feels like a crucial spot, right? It's like if Roger Williams is going to have a shot to get back in this game and make it interesting, oh boy.
That's a ball out to left field, and Galino has a home run for the Hawks.
Right on cue. I was about to say, right, if Roger Williams was going to get back in this game, they would have to at least get that run from third, but Joey Galino, the grad student, coming in clutch. Get a little momentum swinging back to the Hawks.
So that's going to cut the lead for the Seahawks now to 7 here in the top half of the 7th inning. And Coach Eric Sarella is now going to make a pitching change. Great job by Parachi coming in, being a bridge guy for the Seahawks team. Now it's going to come in number 29, Andrew Roman. With this pitching change, Bryce and I will be right back.
Madden, going into the season, I said to anyone that would listen that Madden is, pound for pound, I think the best athlete in the conference. And unfortunately, he had a back injury that has really, he's more or less shut down at this point. He's hobbled, and we've tried to put him out there, and it's kind of just got progressively worse. We've done everything. Doctors, physical therapists, cortisone shots. But it's unfortunate because he was really onto something last year, in the first 5 games. And, with his defense, it's just a game changer. And things he did in the fall I had never seen before at the shortstop position, at this level. So to see him kind of have this debilitating injury, is really sad. But I hope he knows that what I'm going to remember is, him at his best, and the kid who made 3 great plays in the 9th inning against Roger Williams in 2019, and how far he's come as a player. Really, he couldn't hit when he came here, and he was one of our best hitters last year and all fall, and it's a shame that he's not going to get to show it, but will go down, as one of the best shortstops I've ever coached, really, at any level.
New pitcher on the mound for the Seahawks is going to be the senior from Munson, Mass., Andrew Roman.
Ooh, nice play by Canoe. He's had a really good game, I thought, all around.
Great PFP from Canoe and Roman. That's going to send us to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Bryce and I will be right back. And welcome back. Jonathan Lynch alongside Bryce Johnson here at Brother Reynolds Field, Newport, Rhode Island. New pitcher on the mound is going to be the lefty specialist, Ryan McGarren. It's going to be his 8th appearance of the season. He's got a 1.13 ERA. What can we expect from McGarren, Bryce?
He's a really interesting guy. He's kind of, I say, he is your prototypical college lefty sidearmer. He kind of comes in. He's not going to blow you away with velo, but he just throws that flying saucer slider that is really tough to pick up and hit. He mixes that in with a little two-seam action. He's a really interesting guy.
He'll be tasked with facing Michael Breen, the 9-man, to start the 7th inning.
Sometimes has a little bit of wildness issues. He leads Roger Williams in hit batsmen on the season. Hawks relievers and hit batsmen with 3. But he's also tough to hit. Opponents are only hitting 087 against him, so.
As he gets ahead 1-2 on Breen. McGarren comes to the set. Delivers. That'll be inside for ball 2.
You saw that little two-seam action running back in on that lefty bat. There to try and tie him up, just didn't get a swing.
2-2.
And he goes right back to that slider.
Breen goes down swinging. Now we'll retire for the first out of the inning.
He's not fooling anyone. Just two-seam sliders, just tough to pick up and tough to square up. He's fun to watch, honestly. I find him fun to watch.
It's a good spot for him, facing 2 back-to-back lefties coming in right here.
He's another guy who's emerged for Kevin Kelly and this Hawks team. He was a guy that Kevin had an idea about, but he's really earned the trust of Kevin throughout the season and become a really reliable arm out of the Hawks bullpen.
D'Amato's going to be awarded first base with a hit by pitch.
That is his Achilles heel, however.
I mean, when you have so much movement on your two-seam fastball, it could just go. You're just trying to get that inside part of the plate, and it just runs too much. Hits a guy.
Yeah, I think sometimes, you sometimes hear that line, he's effectively wild, and especially throwing from the angle that he does, you never really, Sometimes he's spot on, but sometimes I think he does have a little bit of that effective wildness factor.
Right.
Where he doesn't know where the ball is going, but neither does the batter, and so you never know.
Head athletic trainer David Cox is going to be checking on Matt D'Amato. He appears all right. He's going to stay in the game. Pinch runner, Falvey. He's going to stay in the game. He's going to play right field. Eddie Jackson is going to move to center. Tyler Cedeno is going to move to shortstop. Up next is going to be the left fielder, Jared Beniers. Beniers has scored 3 times today in support of the 12 runs for Salve this afternoon. And he bats here with 1 man on, 1 man out here in the 7th inning. And he fouls that off to the right out of play.
Beniers is a good-looking young player, I think. He's he a sophomore?
Junior.
A junior? He can play a little bit.
Another speed guy for Salve. Great 1-2 combo with D'Amato and Beniers at the top of the lineup.
Yeah,
As he takes a strike on the inside part of the plate.
Yeah, those two, D'Amato and Beniers, they're cut from that classic 1-2 batters, mold. On-base guys who can get on base, wreak some havoc on the base paths.
That ball's going to be grounded to Jenkins. He's going to tag first base. It'll be second out of the inning. D'Amato moves up to second base. That's going to bring up the catcher, Dylan Ketch.
I've only been in the CCC. This is my first year,
Mm-hmm.
in the CCC. But from what I've seen, I think Dylan Ketch is one of the best all-around hitters in the conference.
Absolutely.
You know, he can flash some power, you know, but really good bat-to-ball skills, hits for a really high average, just a lot of line drives from what I've seen. Not a lot of soft contact by him. So he can play.
Definitely.
He's definitely one of the better bats in the conference.
Throughout his whole 5 years now for the Seahawks, he's just been a singles and doubles machine, always hitting in the 300s, 400s, can play outfield, catches. You know, he is what makes this Seahawks team go.
Now, I wonder if you noticed, did he play in the Newport Collegiate Summer League this past summer?
I don't believe so, no, as that ball's lifted to Joey Galino in left field, and he'll make the catch to retire the side.
Well, Jonathan, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here, Bryce. I appreciate you giving us great insight into the Roger Williams players.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know, we'll see how this game wraps up. And thanks for having me on, and let's do this again sometime.
Absolutely. No hits, no runs, no errors. We go to the top half of the 8th inning. We'll be right back. And welcome back. Jonathan Lynch alongside Ed Habershaw, Sports Information Director here at Salve Regina.
Thanks to Bryce Johnson once again for joining the broadcast and giving some insight into Hawks and as well as Seahawks. Nice compliments there for Dylan Ketch.
Definitely. Andrew Roman back out for the Seahawks as he gets Brendan Jenkins a swing and miss for strike one. Andrew Roman's another guy who the Seahawks heavily rely on out of the pen. Comes in, throws fire. And even more so, just a great overall person. Very funny, down to earth. He's a great kid as he misses upstairs for ball one. You know, he came into his freshman year. They were trying to mold him to be a starter, but he has really honed in on this role of being an awesome back-end guy.
He's embraced it.
Absolutely. Coming in and throwing just as hard as he can. A 2-2 from Roman. Slider gets him swinging. That'll be the first out of the inning. That's a good sigh of relief for the Seahawks, getting in Jenkins down swinging for out number one. With the strikeout, that's going to bring out the catcher, George Summers. Summers homered in his last AB in the 6th inning. The 1-0 from Roman. Misses inside for ball 2. Andrew Roman from the well-known Munson, Massachusetts. Just kidding. I had no idea where that was.
Well, it's well known because of Josh Munson, right?
Josh Munson, absolutely. Josh Munson, another great back-end pitcher for Salve Regina back in the day. Him and Dylan Jepson. Speaking of Dylan Jepson, I want to wish a very happy birthday to Dylan Jepson today. He's 25 years old, quarter of a century, right? Yeah,
yes.
Quarter of a century years old. That's the wording. As Summers fouls that straight back.
May 2, 1996.
What were you doing in 1996? Working here?
Yes, I was.
4 years? That's your 4th year?
We can look that up. It was my 4th year, yes.
Was this baseball field here, 1996?
Oh, Reynolds Field has been here for quite a while, but softball used to work out of this corner in where the bullpen is.
Wow. As the times have changed.
I mean, baseball does share it with men's and women's soccer.
Mm-hmm.
They have it in the fall. So this outfield fence is removable.
That's one of the toughest days of the spring is getting this fence up, especially for the excellent grounds crew that Salve Regina has. As Summers gets fisted and it goes up the middle of the Breen. He collects, throws to first, and retires Summers. With 2 outs here in the inning, that's going to bring up Danny Roth. Roth has been relatively quiet today. He's 0 for 3 with a couple strikeouts. As Roman looks in, sets, deals. It's going to be called in on the inside part of the plate, strike 1. It's going to be another ground ball to Breen at short. Throws on to first, and that will retire the side. Hawks go 1, 2, 3. We're going to the bottom of the 8th. Don't go anywhere.
Natalie is, those 5 guys are going to be real tough to replace. Their skill set and their what they bring, off the field and vocally. But Natalie is going to be impossible to replace. I mean, I hope I can find 2 people to fill her shoes or at least do half of her job. Just talk about someone who's selfless and is in it for all the right reasons and isn't, in it when we're winning and not when we're not playing well. She's not around. She's always around. She's always for the guys and, taking pictures and, our social media. It's just such an important role because as sports information director, you have, the responsibility of 20 different sports and, it's very, very difficult. And she really fills that void for what we need 24/7. Everything she does is just with attention to detail. And I couldn't be happier for what, her next venture is with the Woo Sox or whatever they're going to be called now. But I can't thank her enough. Her mother seems awesome and, she'll always be welcome here.
Anthony Ciesco will lead us off in the bottom half of the 8th inning as he takes strike one from McGarren. The 0-1. Skipped in for ball one. The 1-1. Swung on and missed for strike two.
"12-5 the score. Seahawks batting in the bottom of the 8th.
Fouled off by Ciesco. Salve with a 7-run lead here in the 8th inning. Thanks to a 7-run inning in the 6th inning with a grand slam by Tyler Cano to help out. That'll go outside for ball two. Two and two the count to Ciesco as he leads off the bottom half of the 8th inning. That off-speed pitch will drop down low for ball three. Ciesco awaits the full count pitch. Swung on and missed in the dirt for strikeout number one.
Looks like we'll have a pinch hitter for Sean O'Malley. It'll be Seahawks senior, number 11, Dustin Cicada. Correction. It is not. It's number 40, Will McCarthy, sophomore from Pembroke, Massachusetts. Batting right-handed.
He grounds it to shortstop. Cedeno charges and throws on to first, and McCarthy will be called out.
Brings up Tyler Cano. He had the grand slam that put some distance between the Seahawks and the Hawks in this one. Little number off the bat.
Great PFP there by McGarren and Jenkins. And that will retire Canoe. We go to the top of the 9th. Salve up, 12-5. We'll be right back. And welcome back. Jonathan Lynch alongside Ed Habershaw. Roman delivers. Be a pitch low for ball one. Ben Bonavita to start us in the top of the ninth. As he grounds to Breen at short. Over to first for the out. First out here in the ninth recorded for Roman. That'll bring up the third baseman, Matt Massaro. Another quiet day for Massaro. He's 0 for 3 on the day with a K. As Roman fires a pitch in for strike one. Defensive replacement will be Dustin Cicada at third base. He will replace Will McCarthy, who pinch hit for Sean O'Malley. The 1-1 from Roman. Strike two. Roman ahead 1-2 on Massaro. Fouled off to the left out of play. And we'll do the 1-2 again. The 1-2. Swung on and missed for strike two. Roman ramped up the fastball, blew it right by Massaro for strike number 2 of the ninth. Out number 2 of the ninth, I'm sorry. How we got here today, Matthews started for the Seahawks, went 3 1/3. Parachi with an excellent bridge out of the pen. He went 3 1/3. And now Roman is in right now, trying to shut the door for Salve Regina in Game 3 of the CCC Pod A Finals. Roman ahead 0-1. Gets another swing and miss, 0-2. Two outs, nobody on. Top of the ninth inning. 12-5 lead for the Seahawks. Misses outside for ball one. Roman delivers. Swung on and missed. Strike three. Salve Regina Seahawks are going to the CCC Championship Finals.
5th straight time for the Seahawks that they are returning to the championship series.
Andrew Roman strikes out the last 2 guys of the game to lead the Seahawks to victory. 12-5 here at Brother Reynolds Field. That was a great team win today, Ed. Everybody contributed. A lot of great hits. Great home run by Tyler Canoe. Grand slam.
Yeah, he had struggled in his earlier at-bats, and then new pitcher comes in to face him with the bases loaded. Eric Sarella pulls him along the third base sideline, foul line, and has a brief conversation with them. And we understand it was a swing at the first pitch.
Definitely, absolutely.
But really just be nice and relaxed at the plate. That's all he's asked Tyler Canoe to do, is to be relaxed, and the swing will take care of itself. So we did get some great highlights out of this game.
Absolutely.
On both sides.
A lot of great plays by Tyler Cedeno out in center field. He took so many hits away from Seahawk batters.
And the Seahawks will return to the diamond to get the field prepped for. Will there be practice on Monday?
No.
Day off.
Definitely not. Monday was pretty much the only day where it was almost guaranteed off. There was a couple days where we would have games on Monday. And then hats off to the Roger Williams team. They played excellent this entire weekend. They played excellent this entire season. A lot of great players on that team. A lot of great leaders. A lot of things to be proud about going into next season.
They're in a huddle out in right field, and great first season for head coach Kevin Kelly. The all-conference team should be released soon if it hasn't already. I know the voting process was underway. Women's lacrosse had a conference championship celebrated yesterday, and that was Roger Williams defeating Endicott College for that championship. Bryce Johnson got to do the call on that game back home in Bristol for the Hawks.
Nice.
And we're getting an early visit from some gulls already on our outfield here. And that's who we'll be welcoming into Newport coming up next weekend, May 8th and 9th, a best-of-3 series for the Commonwealth Coast Conference Championship. It'll feature Salve Regina versus Endicott College. Those two schools have not seen each other since 2019. That's a long, long time.
Long time. That was back up at Endicott when that happened. Little foreshadowing right here with the Gulls on the field in center field.
So the Gulls swept Suffolk University yesterday. The Rams are the newest member of the Commonwealth Coast Conference. Salve did get to play Suffolk in 3 games in 2021, 2 up in Boston and 1 here. They went 2-1 against Suffolk. The Rams were the first team to defeat Salve Regina in 2021. And in fact, up until yesterday afternoon in Game 2, Salve was undefeated in games of 9 innings or more. Their only losses had happened in 7-inning contests. The first contests versus Roger Williams here in Bristol were 7 innings.
Right.
And then Salve took the 9-inning game in Game 2.
Right.
So Salve had not lost a 9-inning game until yesterday afternoon. So all games going forward will be 9-inning games scheduled. It'll be a best-of-3 series for the Commonwealth Coast Conference Championship. That is next weekend here in Newport, Rhode Island. We will pay close attention to the guidelines that are in place to see if what news we can share regarding we'll be certainly broadcasting the games, but we hope to make headway into I certainly can't promise anything, so please do not take my words as he said it. We would love to have spectators here in person. There's no doubt about it. We love bringing the action to all people that tune into view, both the Seahawk fans and the visiting fans, but we would love to have fans in person. But if that can't happen, we'll certainly be bringing the broadcast to the folks that can't get here.
Absolutely.
So, Jonathan Lynch, once again, I want to thank you for outstanding work in the broadcast booth. And your preparation is unmatched.
Thank you for having me.
So wonderful job. Again to Gavin Parent, and we'll share his view from behind home plate. He has the GoPro hanging above the screen there as the Seahawks continue their work on their field. They take such great pride in maintaining this field.
Definitely. And when you have a field that's when you're blessed as you are to have a field that's as beautiful as this, you have to take care of it. You know, you have to take care of your possessions. You know.
And when you mention groundskeepers, we have full-time people employed by the university as groundskeepers, but Salve Regina Baseball does their own groundskeeping.
Right.
Such a tremendous job by every player involved in the program and coaches. So tip of the hat, and it's the baseball hat. Head coach Eric Sarella in his 8th season. He's joined by Andrew McKeon, Sebastian Salvo, and Harrison Barlow. Outstanding job. Our captains, Zach Barlock, Kyle Brown, Dylan Ketch, Patrick Maybach, Madden Ward. Analytics director is Niall Silberman. He's a junior transfer, also plays on our men's tennis team. Director of Quality Control, Ryan Kelly from the class of 2016. Faculty mentor, Dr. Stephen Symington, Biology and Biomedical Sciences. Student managers, former player Andrew LeClaire, also joined by Joe Meyer. And members of our Student Athlete Advisory Committee, which has done wonderful work in 2020, 2021 under the supervision of former Seahawk baseball player and full-time assistant athletic director Matt Finlayson. Our SAC members from baseball are Anthony Ciesco, Dustin Cicada, Justice Welch, who will be installed as the newest president of SAC.
That's right. That's awesome.
And Brandon Grover, a freshman. So it's great to have that representation from multiple classes in Student Athlete Advisory Committee, because they make things happen for all of our athletes, not just for their own fellow baseball teammates, but for all of our athletes. So a final here, once again in Game 3. Salve Regina 12, Roger Williams 5. 12 runs on 12 hits. No errors for the Seahawks in Game 3. 5 runs on 6 hits, 1 error for the Hawks. Seahawks advance to the Commonwealth Coast Conference Championship Series. That'll be here in Newport next weekend. Thanks for joining us, folks. Have a great night.